Hello everyone and welcome. As in this video, in fact, we are going to talk about a subject that you already know. We are going to talk about first type if clause, second type if clause, and third type if clauses, but in a different way. We are going to study the inverse form of them, okay? Inversion structure of if clauses, first, second, and third type. Okay, let's see how they are. The inversion structure or the reduced forms of if clauses in first, second, and third type if clauses. Now, trip 10. Inverted if structures, yes, or reduced if structures. Roman number 1, in the first type, if clause, should is replaced with if clause. For example, should he come tonight, he will talk about environmental engineering. I think you know this, okay? You know this very well. The original form of it is this: if he comes tonight, okay? If he comes tonight, he will talk about environmental engineering. So this is not unreal. This is real. This is a real situation, okay? If he comes, he will talk. He will talk about environmental engineering. But so we omit if and but this is not a normal structure of a normal sentence. We start with should, okay? Should he come tonight? And not a question, okay? Should he come tonight? He will talk about environmental engineering. Just like saying, if he comes tonight, he will talk about environmental engineering. So again, please pay attention to the verb. If he comes, becomes, should he come? Okay, no S. Should he come tonight? Should he come tonight, comma, we will talk about environmental engineering. Should you have time? Should you have time? Will you join the meeting? Yes, what does it mean in fact? If you have time, will you join the meeting? Yes. Yes. If I have time, I will join the meeting. Or if I should have time, in fact, it comes from that structure, okay? If I should have time, I will join the meeting. This is the normal form. We studied it like this. Yes, if you should have time, so if I should have time, I will join the meeting. But this time, this inverted structure, in this inversion form, we bring the should at the beginning, and should you have time, will you join the meeting? Yes. So, should I have time? Okay. Should I have time? I will join the meeting. Yes, in three forms, we give the same message. If I have time, I will join the meeting. If I should have time, I will join the meeting. Or just, should I have time, I will join the meeting. Okay. Should Patrick phone me? Yeah, should Patrick phone me? If Patrick phones me, okay, should Patrick phone me, I will meet him at the terminal. Yeah, if you see, as you see, if Patrick phones me, I will meet him at the terminal. If Patrick should phone me, I will meet him at the terminal. In fact, it becomes inversion from this structure. Yes, should Patrick phone me, I will meet him at the terminal. Is it clear? Okay. Should Patrick not phone me? Should Patrick not phone me? I will wait for him at home. Means if Patrick doesn't phone me, I will wait for him at home. Or If Patrick should not phone me, I will wait for him at home. I think this is also clear. Now, the second dialogue, of course, about the first type of if clause again, the reduced form of the first type if clause, the inversion form of the first type of if clause is like this. Should you pay attention to ethical principles, you may be virtuous. How can I be proficient at speaking English? Should you listen to videos in English, you can be proficient at speaking English. Let's go ahead. Inversion in the second type. If clause, verb is replaced with if. Yes, verb comes in place of if. How? Like this. Dialogue 3. If Jennifer were a doctor, she would diagnose your disease. But unfortunately, Jennifer isn't a doctor. As you know, this is the second type of if clause, an imaginary situation about the present or future, yes. What would you do if you knew she needs a job? Yes, everybody can start like this. If I knew she needs a job, I would help him. I would try to find a job for her. Okay. Dialogue 4. Now, this is the inversion of second type if clause. Were Jennifer to work as a doctor, she would diagnose your disease. What would you do? Were you to know she needs a job? Yes, were you to know if you knew she needs a job? Were I to know she needs a job, I would help him. Dialogue 5. Were I you, with to be verb to be, were I you, I would remind her to bring the laptop as well. It means if I were you, I would remind her to bring the laptop as well. What would you do if you were Jennifer? Were I Jennifer, I would look for a new job. Were I Jennifer, I would look for a new job. Were I to have a laptop now, with the verb have, to have, were I to have a laptop now, I would give it to you. Means if I had a laptop now, I would give it to you. What would you do? Were you to have a lot of money? Were I to have a lot of money, I would help the needy. Dialogue 7. Were I to know she wants to sing a song, I would give her the mic. Means if I knew she wants to sing a song, I would give her the mic. What would you do? Were you to know she wants to read books now? Were I to know she wants to read books now, I would give him a lot of books. Now, let's have a short summary about be, do, have. All the verb categories in English. For example, with be, with the verb be, to be. Were Peter an inspector, he would inspect the students. But in reality, Peter isn't an inspector. Were Peter an inspector, he would inspect the students. As you know it this way. In fact, this way is enough. But as you see, the inversion form of all first type if, second type if, and we will study the third type if, there is an emphasis. And this way of saying if clauses, saying them in an inverse way is more effective. Yes. If Peter were an inspector, he would inspect the students, but this one is more effective. For example, were Peter an inspector, he would inspect the students. We do. Were Peter to ask a question, now all the students would answer it. Yes, as the normal form. If Peter asked a question, now all the students would answer it. Yes. What about with the verb have? Were Peter to have a license, he would show it to us. Or in a normal form, as the usual form, if Peter had a license, he would show it to us. Now, I think this will be very useful if to remember that there is a phrase as be to, okay? Am is are, to was were, to being to, etc., etc., and plus verb one. For example, Roman number one. Arrangements for the future. How? Like this. John and Bob are to join the online class, okay? It means that it is not just Bob and Job will join the online class, but it gives us the sense that John and Bob must join the online class. Bob and John will join the online class. Okay, the composition of will and must. Of course, we cannot use both of them together. So that kind of situation is expressed with be to. So we say, John and Bob are to join the online class tomorrow. Okay. You are to take notes, for example. It is both an important idea and you will do it from now on. For example. You are to take notes. What does it mean? You will take notes, you are going to take notes, you must take notes, you have to take notes. But in short, we say you are to take notes, okay? Now, Roman number 2, an order or to remind someone about a rule. Yes, you are to bring your report. There isn't any way out, okay? There is no way out. You are to bring your report. It is both a reminding and ordering situation. You are to bring. You will bring, you must bring, you have to bring. In short, you are to bring your report. They are to be in order. They are to be in order. Okay. They will be in order. They must be in order. In short, they are to be in order. Roman number 3, what someone should do or what should happen. What is Tom to learn? What is Tom to learn? Tom is to learn English. Tom is to learn English. What am I to do? I am to help Tom. I am to help Tom. Okay. We aren't to be asked such things. We aren't to be asked such things in passive forms. Yeah. Roman number 4, how something can be done. How are you? How are you to find a tutor? How are you to find a tutor? Yeah. Okay, I am to find a tutor by asking my neighbors. Now let's take a look at this give and sentence about it. Okay, I am pretending to write something. I am pretending to write something. Now, I wrote this sentence. If you were to write an article, what would it be about? Yes. If you were to write an article, what would it be about? For example, if you wrote an article now, you don't write an article, you don't want to write an article, but if you wrote an article now, what would it be about? Or in a more effective way, if you were to write an article, what would it be about? Of course, you know the normal second form. If you wrote, written. If you wrote an article now, tomorrow, what would it be about? Now, in short, if you were to write an article, what would it be about? Okay. If you wrote, yeah, this is the normal form. Everybody knows this. Those who have followed my videos and presentations up to now, they have already known this. If you wrote an article, what would it be about? Now, this is our subject. Were you to write, okay? Were you to write an article now, what would it be about? What would it be about? Were you to write? Were you to write? Okay. Now it's time to focus on the third type if clause and its inversion structure. Yes, in the third type if clause, had is replaced with if. Yes, in the third type if clause, comma, had is replaced with if, and this is this. For example, had Farooq heard? Instead of saying if Farooq had heard, okay? Had Farooq heard about the English course, he would have joined it. What would he have done? What would he have done had he heard about the debate on how to learn English? He would have told me. He would have told me about it had he heard about the debate on how to learn English. For example, I think this is very clear. Had Nasrettin Hoca lived in America, he would have written Tom Sawyer. Yes, the experts say this really, because both of them, both Nasrettin Hoca and Mark Twain, are really experts on writing, talking about both comical and intellectual topics. Okay. Yes, you know this normal form. We have studied it in the previous videos. If Nasrettin Hoca had lived in America, but he didn't live in America, he lived in Turkey. Okay, but if Nasrettin Hoca had lived in America, he would have written Tom Sawyer. Now, in a shorter and more effective way, had Nasrettin Hoca lived in America, he would have written Tom Sawyer. Had he saved enough money abroad, he would have bought a car. Yes, this is normal form. If he had saved enough money abroad, but unfortunately he didn't save enough money and he didn't bring a car, but if he had saved enough money abroad, he would have brought a car. In short, had he saved enough money abroad, he would have brought a car. Dialogue 9, had he driven slowly, he wouldn't have an accident. Yes, if he had driven slowly, he wouldn't have had an accident. What would have happened had he phoned the insurance company just after the accident, he wouldn't have had a money problem if had he phoned the insurance company just after the accident. Yes. The insurance company would have compensated his loss. LOSS. Had I known your Gmail address last month in the past, I would have shared the drive folder with you. I would have shared the drive folder with you, but I didn't have your Gmail address last month, so I didn't share it with you. Had I known your Gmail address last month, had I had your Gmail address last month, I would have shared the drive folder with you. Now, this is a new heading. There are also other ifs. So we have been studying conditional sentences for a long time. Yes, maybe for about 7 videos. Yes, now this time, this is also an interesting heading. Implied ifs. Okay. For example, but let's concentrate on it. I would have called you, but I didn't know your telephone number. Yes, but here really functions as if, okay? I would have called you, but I didn't know your phone number. It means if I had known your phone number, I would have called you. I would have called you, but I didn't know I didn't know your phone number. Julia would have gone with her friends, but she had to study. Okay? Julia would have gone with her friends if she hadn't had to study. Yes, both of them give the same message to us. But for, this is also interesting. Yeah, we should be, yes, they really need thinking about each of them deeply to identify what they are. Okay, yes, to get to know their identification. Okay, but for example, thank God that you are with me. But for your help, or but for you is enough. But for your help, I wouldn't find these ways out of the forest. Yes. If you didn't help me now, I wouldn't find these ways out of the forest. Second type it was. So with but for your help, I wouldn't find. Okay, I wouldn't find these ways out of the forest now. But for his foreign language, yes, but for his foreign language, I wouldn't have found that job. Yes. If I hadn't had his foreign language, he wouldn't have found that job. Or in short, and in a more effective way, but for his foreign language, I wouldn't have found that job. Okay. What does the image say? We are looking for talent. Talent is important for us. So I think the applicant comes to the interview room and how to succeed in a job interview, and he shows his talents. Okay. Do we have any special talents? Yes, let me show them to you like this. Maybe they are irrelevant things, of course. Yes, just a joke. Okay. But for your help. Yes, but for you. But for your father. But for your friend, Ahmed. Okay. But for your help, I wouldn't have found that job. If you hadn't helped me last year, I wouldn't have found that job last year. Yes. You helped me. You were helpful to me, and I found that job. But for your help, I wouldn't have found that job last year. Yes, this is also famous, but, not but. I did not have any chance but to phone you, okay? I did not have any chance but to phone you. Now, without, let's concentrate on it. Roman number 3. I could never have completed the storybook without your support. Yeah, it's just like but for your support or without your support. If you hadn't supported me, I could never have completed the storybook. But for your help, okay, but for your help, I could have completed it. But I couldn't have completed it. I couldn't have completed it without your help. I could not have completed the storybook without your support, without your help. Okay, the sales wouldn't be so high without your determination. Thank you. Thank you for your determination. The sales wouldn't be so high without your determination. If you weren't determined, the sales wouldn't be so high now. So you are a determined person. That's why the sales are high today. Otherwise, yes, let's see what it is. And in fact, as I said before, we will have complete and comprehensive videos and presentations about all and group conjunction, but group conjunctions, or group conjunction. This is, in fact, it is also an or group conjunction. Otherwise, for example, you had better hurry up. You had better hurry up. Otherwise, you will miss the bus. It means if you don't hurry up, you will miss the bus. Or unless you hurry up, you will miss the bus. Let me read it, for example, with the or category conjunctions. You had better hurry up, or you will miss the bus. You had better hurry up, or else you will miss the bus. Or else. Otherwise, you had better hurry up, else you will miss the bus. Okay. I think it is worth print screen. Yeah, okay. It is worth being an image. Did Serdar have the love of his country? Did Serdar have the love of his country 10 years ago? He must have loved his country very much. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to write such beautiful poems about his country. If he hadn't loved his country very much, he wouldn't have been able to write such beautiful poems about it. Yes. So let me remind this one as well. So we are about to finish all the if clauses, conditional sentences. As I said, these are hubs of communication in English. And for example, after we will finish this tour, and in the following tour, in tour 3, we are going to start the reported speech, okay? The reported speech is also a hub of communication, a huge hub of communication in English, and it is very important. But before starting reported speech, again, we will study a few important phrases. We will study two presentations before starting reported speech. And we will talk about those modal perfects as well to make a preparation for the reported speech. Okay. Yes, let me read it from the beginning. Did Serdar have the love of his country? He must have loved his country very much. Modal perfect. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to write such beautiful poems about it. Or if he hadn't loved his country very much, he wouldn't have been able to write such beautiful poems about it. Okay, now Roman number 5. If it weren't for, yeah. If it wasn't for somebody, something. If it hadn't been for, okay, somebody or something. If it weren't for. So I think they really need thinking about them, as I said before, and we should practice them by repeating them again and again. 20 times maybe, if it is 20 times, 30 times, yes, if it weren't for, if it weren't for, or if it hadn't been for, if it hadn't been for, okay? For example, if it weren't for Turan, if it weren't for Turan, I couldn't find a solution for that problem. So at the moment, I need Turan's help. If it weren't for Turan, I couldn't find a solution for that problem. Okay. If it weren't for your help, I couldn't pay more money for it than normal. So I need your help to achieve it. If it weren't for your help, I could pay more money for it than normal. If it hadn't been for the navigation map in the past, I wouldn't have met you. If it hadn't been for the navigation map, if it hadn't been for Ahmed, for Mehmet, for it, for them, for your help, if it hadn't been for the navigation map, I wouldn't have met you yesterday. If it hadn't been for your assistance and contribution, we'd never have finished the project. We would never have finished the project, or we could never have finished the project. We'd never have finished the project. Now, more on ifs. I wonder if Tim is the right man for the job. Who wonders if Tim has both the proficiency, dignity, diligence, and courtesy for that job? Everybody wonders, everybody does, is a complete and enough answer. In fact, yes, let's make a complete answer. Everybody wonders if Tim has both the proficiency, dignity, diligence, and courtesy for that job. Who else wonders what? My neighbor Bruce wonders if Tim can count the names of the companies in his region. Okay, something like this. Okay. Of course, hundreds of thousands of sentences can be produced. Are you under the weather? Are you under the weather? If so, short form, if so, let's see a doctor. I will see a technician, if possible. Very practical. Yes, I will see a technician, if possible. Do you mind if I ask a personal question? Yeah, do you mind if? Do you remember we have studied them very much in the past? Or would you mind if? Now this time, Would you mind if I asked? Okay. Do you mind if I ask? Plain form. Would you mind if I asked? Past form. Second. Would you mind? And it's a second type of if clause. Okay. Would you mind if I ask the personal question? Now, inversion. Yes, we have more than one presentations about all inversion structures in English, including the adverb phrases. But here I think Roman 1, 2, 3. Let's see them. We will study them comprehensively in the future videos. For example, never have I seen. There is inversion. Never have I seen. It's not a normal sentence. Never have I seen such a beautiful car. Okay, but it is, I think, let's see what it is about. If we say I like it, okay, if we say I like it, only then we learn something new. Oh, this is really important. This is normal form. It is not wrong, okay? It is not wrong. It is 100% true. This is really confusing. If you know this, maybe it is enough for you. If we say I like it, only then we learn something new. Okay? Maybe this part is enough for everybody. But what about the second one? If we say I like it, only then we do learn something new. Now, isn't this much better than the first one? So we usually say we learn something. What happens if we say we do learn something new? So there is an emphasis, and it is clear that it is more effective than saying, than giving a message like number one. But what about the third one now, for example? If we say, I like it, only then do we learn something new. Do you see the inversion here? This is the most impressive way conveying a message. Okay. If we say, I like it, only then do we learn something new. So we really understand now. For example, that sentence has come to my mind. It didn't come to my mind when I was reading the first and the second, but it came to my mind. It gave me an idea or inspired me an idea that learning something new depends on liking it, okay? Maybe because of the impressiveness of it. Let me read it once more. If we say, I like it, only then do we learn something new. Do we? It's not a question for, okay? Yes, as I said, we will study them in more than 2 presentations in the future videos. Okay. Now, quiz time. Please put the verbs in brackets into correct form. Let's see. Key part. Okay, let's do it from the key. 1. Do you know if there is a solution to this problem? B. Unfortunately, no. If I knew a solution, I would, I could, I might tell you something about it. Yes, you know it perfectly. Just a pure second type of if clause, okay? Now, 2. Did you notice that, sorry, Army. Yes. Did you notice that Turan made a big mistake? No, I didn't notice it. If I had noticed it, I would have, I could have, I might have warned him. This is a pure third type of if clause. What about 3? If I have been having frequent headaches lately, if I have been having, okay? Frequent headaches lately. Sorry, no if. I have been having frequent headaches lately. B, if I were you, yes, I would have my eyes tested. Yes. Maybe you need glasses. 4, supposing your car disappeared, what might you? What might you do? What could you do? What would you do? Supposing your car disappeared. Okay. 5, I don't know how to fly a helicopter. However, I wish I knew. Yet there is no other way. After wish, we use after wish clauses or about the present and future, we use it like this. I wish I knew it. I wish I knew how to fly a helicopter. 6, I forgot to inform you that you had to find a good solicitor. B, I wish you hadn't forgotten. Yeah, I forgot to inform you in the past. So the second type of if clause, I wish you hadn't forgotten it. 7, if only you paid more attention to what she is saying. Yeah, if only. This is exactly an wish clause. Yes, if only. It is not only if, okay? It is not on the condition that. It's about wish. I wish you paid, okay? I wish you paid more attention to what she's saying now. Okay. If only Olcay hadn't come with us, I didn't enjoy myself at all. If only Olcay hadn't come, okay? This, second type of if only clause, wish clause. Or I wish Olcay hadn't come with us. Sorry. If only Olcay hadn't come with us, I didn't enjoy myself at all, means I was annoyed. Yeah. Okay. So I wish Olcay hadn't come with us, full stop. Or if only Olcay hadn't come with us also means, or is also enough, and also means I didn't enjoy myself at all. I was annoyed. Okay. I wish you hadn't interrupted me while I was trying to explain the system of the project last Sunday. I wish you hadn't interrupted me, but unfortunately, you interrupted me. Okay, let's go on. 10, I wish we could speak French and Italian now, or if only we could speak French and Italian now. 11, Dad, will you please drive me to school this morning? Will you please drive me to school this morning? Well, provided that you are ready, okay, you are ready by 8 o'clock, I can do it. If you are, provided that you are, I can do it. First type, if clause. Mom, I can't find my blue t-shirt. Well, if you had put it in your cupboard when you took it off last night, you would know where to find it now. Mixture of third type and second. Okay, our usual routine, a usual quiz. Question 1, we blank go out if it stops raining. Yes, if it stops raining. We can go out if it stops raining. So first type it was. If your company had really loved you, they lent you what you really needed. So they might have lent you. If you blank a man of your word, you would have proved to be a reliable person in the past. If you had been a man of your word, you would have proved to be a reliable person. Third time, yes. For blank, you see someone who has been caught up in an electric shock. Before you reach out to rescue him, go to the fuse box and shut off the circuit at the main inlet. Okay, so if, not although, not nevertheless, yes, we will study them in the following videos. Nevertheless, unless, okay. Nevertheless is, by the way, is a but group conjunction, and there are at least 15 more conjunctions like this. Okay, but here we need if. If you see someone who has been caught up in an electric shock, before you reach out to rescue him, go to the fuse box and shut off circuit at the main inlet as soon as possible. 5, if I blank some money, I would go out tonight. So a pure second type of if clause. If I had some money, now I would go out tonight. Okay. Now vocabulary, time to increase our vocabulary. Put somebody off. Okay. Put somebody off something. If something puts you off something, it makes you dislike it or decide not to do or not to have it. For example, that Melih is singing a song now, singing a song. That Melih is sing a song now, puts Alper off his work. Yes, off. What puts you off entering the market? What keeps you from entering the market? Yeah, what puts you off entering the market? That long queue or that long line, both are true, keeps me from entering the market or puts me off entering the market. Learn about. Yes, we should know it together. Learn about means get information, obtain information, be informed. Yeah. James learned about opening and running a small business by taking a financial course. What did he learn? More than just running a small business. He also learned about investing and managing money more than just running a small business. Bring around means manage to persuade someone to have the same opinion as you do. Persuade, make someone become conscious or regain conscious again. Okay, Erdem does not believe that education ensures justice. Who can succeed? Who can succeed in bringing him round? His friend Nadir can succeed in bringing him round. That education ensures justice. And ignorance. First, education ensures ignorance and then justice. And by means of education, the injustice and ignorance are rooted out, are eliminated. Okay. A, I slapped Ertan on his neck to bring him round. Why did you splash water on his head? I splashed water on his head to bring him round. To, okay, bring up, a very practical and famous, useful, a popular phrasal verb. Bring up, look after and influence a child until he or she is grown up. Raise a child, bring up a child, start to talk about a particular subject, raise, yes. Serkan was brought up. Yes, Serkan was raised. Serkan was brought up by his grandparents. Will you bring up public school? Will you bring up public school system or homeschooling at the meeting? I will bring up public school system, but my friend will bring up homeschooling at the meeting next Sunday. Okay. Oh, here is an image. What does it say? Revival of sciences and styles of art. Revival of sciences and styles of art. What is it? It is the Renaissance. Yeah. Revival of learning. Okay, now LVL, what does it symbolize? Of course, it signifies nothing now. It symbolizes nothing for now, but in fact, it is a sign of nothing for now. But if we look at those words, they are all derived from that kind of, maybe it is not exactly like this, but that kind of pattern. Okay, what is LVL? Life. Okay, life as a noun, you know, the period of time when someone is alive, existence, lifestyle, way of life, lifespan, life expectancy, life circle. These are collocations with life. Okay, live, for example, as a verb also comes from that pattern. Yes, live. I live in Adana, for example. Where do you live? Yes, lively also comes from that pattern. Lively as an adjective, active, energetic, dynamic. Yes, lively. Vivid, yes, with V, vivid adjective like having life, realistic, lifelike. The opposite is raw. Vivid memories, for example, vivid dreams. Okay. Vital as an adjective also comes from it. Vital, extremely important and necessary for something to succeed or exist. Crucial. Yes. Vitality. Vitality as a noun, great energy and eagerness to do something. Yes. Enliven as a verb, revitalize, revive. Yes. Enliven as a verb, make something more interesting. Revitalize means put new strength or power into something, revive something. Revive means bring something back after it has not been used or has not existed for a period of time. Bring back, reintroduce, restore. Yes. For example, fashion designers, I think they revitalize the styles of the past according to the understanding of today. They revitalize. Do you see the richness, wealth here? Yes, revival as a noun, process in which something becomes active or strong again. Yeah. Revivalism, organized attempts to make a Religion or more religion more popular. Revivalist. Revivalist, of course, is the person. No, revivalist. Revivalist, noun. An adjective, yes, a person who tries to do this, who is interested in revivalism. Okay, vitality as an adverb, and in a very important or necessary way. Vitally, sorry, not vitality. Vitally. Yes, vitality, isn't there? Yes, this is vitality. This is noun. This is vitally. It is very vital. It means in a very, he worked on the project vitally. Yeah, in a vital way. Very important, necessary way. Vitamin is also comes from that pattern as a noun, a chemical substance in food that is necessary for good health. Of course, natural chemicals, not as synthetic chemicals. Okay, thank you very much. And I hope it was useful, and see you next time.